My feet play a big importance in my life is because I use them for everything I do. Especially with surfing, you're surfing with just your feet. And a lot of that comes with feel. And feel through your board, feel where you are on your board, feel the pressure and where the weight's being put. And it's kind of like where all the feeling is starting. If I were to tell my son, being barefoot is important because it's where you start. It's like where you're grounded to the ground, where you're surfing from, where you're kind of doing everything from. And in Hawaii, it's kind of an easy thing it just comes natural part of life as a kid growing up there. Or at least it was for me. You're just running around barefoot. There's no time to put shoes on. You're having too much fun. It's warm out. You're on the beach half the time and you just don't want to deal with shoes. So it's just a part of life. I don't think it would be too hard for me to have to talk him into it. Toes and wide feet play a huge role in balance. I mean, it's kind of common sense. You just think wider is more stable. And then you just want your toes to be able to kind of, I guess, be able to go where they need to go. When I surf, I notice my back foot big toe plays a huge role on how much pressure it goes into the board. Especially like my boards have really thin tails on them. And I've had a couple where my big toe actually bottom turning will press through the rail. And it just makes you realize how much pressure you're putting on that part of the board. I think flex plays a huge role in my surfing because you really do move so much on your board. Whether you're backside in a barrel and you're rolling your front foot kind of like over itself to get your leg sideways, or you're going front side and you're going from this like low position in a bottom turn to kind of like this extension. Your feet are just moving. They're always moving on your board. They move up an inch, back an inch, over a little bit. And it's kind of just all based on feel where you're going. But you need to have the flex to be able to have that compression after big turns and stuff. My feet having the same amount of nerve endings as my hand makes a lot of sense. I guess it just goes into that thing of being able to not have to think about it and just let feeling kind of guide you and what you're doing. And so I think most surfers would probably say they don't think about it too much and what their feet are doing. And that's probably because their feet are doing so much without you thinking. But it's really where you feel a good board. It's where you feel a lot of people will say they like when their boards have the dents in it and that feeling of a pad or no pad. And that all comes from your feet and feeling what that board feels like and where your feet are on it.